Hi, everybody. Oh, I can't believe this. But, well, before I get into any conversation, I want to say hi to everybody and thank you for all your well wishes on Becca and this Jen Lynn's channel. It was on Jen Lynn's channel today. She's so sweet. She's the nicest lady. And I have talked to Johnny and Becca separately, but I've never even talked to her. I've been on her channel before, but I've never talked to her on the phone, and she seems like such a nice lady. But anyway, before I even get started, I got to show you my cups, my honey bear cups. And this one makes the best makeup cup I've been looking for something just this size and just this deep for 5 years or 6. Every time I go to town and I haven't found anything. And Mark Rose, I know you guys all hear about him if you watch these channels. He's my sweetheart. I've adopted him, and probably me and 10,000 other people. But he sent me these with the bag. I showed you the bag last time, but these are so cute, and I just they're Williams Sonoma, and they're done by an artist called Finch, and it's one of Mark Rhodes' clients. So anyway, he's a promoter, and he's done such a great job with getting those, with everybody he works with. He doesn't just promote artists, he promotes other people too that do other businesses, I guess realtors and interior decorators. But anyway, he's precious. I just got off the phone with him. Was telling him my nightmare stories about getting ready for my surgery. I'm supposed to have surgery Tuesday morning at 7:30. I'm going to say supposed to because I'm not going to believe it till it happens. And by the way, I want to thank everybody for watching, and don't forget to do thumbs up, subscribe, and comments are always nice. And if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lentarotreadings@gmail.com. And I know I'm getting that knee surgery done, so it'll probably be about a week. I figure if I get that done Tuesday, if I'm healing good, and I'm supposed to, cross my fingers, if everything goes as planned, I'll be back here in my house before Friday. So probably within about 10 days from now, I'll be able to, 10 or 11, I'm sure, because I'll be looking like crazy for something to do. So I would love to do some readings. I may not be ready to do videos. I might still look pretty scary. But I'll sure would love to do some personal readings. And the personal readings are lentarotreadings@gmail.com, and put your phone number in there, and that way to give me something to do while I'm recouping. I can turn my computer on and get these phone numbers, set up some appointments, and hopefully connect with the people I love so much. There's been quite a few things happen in this last week. It's been almost a week since I did the 2 videos I did last week. It looks like it's going to be this way for the rest of our lives. I think the times they are a-changin', and there's a song that says something about that. But it's time to quit fretting about it. It won't do any good. All the worry in the world. I know I spent, my birthday's next month. Gosh. Well, I won't be 80 yet. I'll only be 79. But it's like I spent my whole life getting ready for something to happen, or worrying about something that was going to happen, instead of living in the now. And all any of us have is this moment right now. The past is a memory, and it's our idea of the past. We can spend all of our lives brooding over the past, but that would be a pretty sad life. And tomorrow none of us really know. I mean, we hope it'll be better, we hope it'll be okay, but we shouldn't fret over it, so we should just live in the now. And enjoy every second. And that's what we all need to be doing. But one of the things I catch myself doing is getting caught into the conundrum of I can't say teams because I've never been a big team sports fan or anything, but it's still the same old, whether you take it to the Bible or to like good doobie, bad doobie. That's what I used to call it. Like, I don't know, about the time I decided that as far as I was concerned, Jesus had been born. I'd read enough history on him and I'd read enough books about him and studied enough of Edgar Casey readings. But the last thing he wanted us to do was start a religion. Came back here to teach us the way of life. So by starting a religion after he died, 300 years, but to get it organized enough to set up the Bible and stuff, but it still took it created these teams. Like, you're a good doobie if you do everything and believe everything just like me, and if you don't, well, then you're obviously a bad doobie. And that's the separation. And the last thing he was trying to teach that we were all one. We're not separated. And I know it's really hard because I get caught up in this. I get caught up in the judgment, and I try not to. I really do. Personally, I try not to. You might not know that from listening to me on this channel, but I and there's always two sides to everything. And nobody's all right and somebody else is all wrong, and that's the main thing. And talk about two sides to everything. You know, I told you about owning that bar all those years. There could be a big badass fight in there where two or more, sometimes three people involved. And you could have, and that was a small bar, but you could get 50 or 60 people in there if they were partying and standing up and using the counters. I had counters all over to sit there. It was a busy little place. And if you went in the next day, or when I went to work the next day, if 10 people came in there that was in the bar the night before, and you asked them what happened, they'd all have a different story. I mean, it was kind of like a jury. If you usually knew ahead of time who started it because it was a small town and people are repeaters. But at the same time, if it was strangers or something like that, it would depend on what side of the bar they were standing on, where they viewed it from, who they viewed it of, what their opinion was of these people, probably because of the way they were dressed or looked or whatever. And nobody ever seen everything the same way. They just didn't. And that's kind of how life's always been. And we always accepted that until fascist ideas come in, which is to divide and conquer. And I knew that the minute Trump came down that elevator and started bad-mouthing Hispanic people, I knew. I thought, oh my God. But then at the same time, I thought, oh, we don't have to worry about anybody falling for that shit. Well, here we are. We're still fighting against that shit. And it's been maybe I shouldn't have said shit. Sorry, YouTube only, and it's just for fun. But I know they did monetize my last video, and I don't even think I swore in my last video. I think I was pretty nice because I was pretty tired. But anyway, I'm not going to harp on this, but there's always two sides to everything, and people on a round planet shouldn't take sides. And it's really hard because it's hard to keep your mouth shut, and And I know we're all brainwashed from our own little bubble. I know sometimes it's better to take a deep breath and stand back and not say anything. And sometimes it's time to say something too. So I wrote a list of some things to read on tonight, and I'm supposed to have my surgery Tuesday morning. I don't know if I said that or not. I probably did. I've been getting so busy getting ready for it and running around trying to pick up medicine, and I had to start giving myself shots yesterday because they changed blood thinners. They call it a bridging me off one for surgery, and so it's been a complicated 3 or 4 days for me, and I think I got almost everything ready, and I got one more day to get ready. I got to be ready by this time tomorrow night because I got to be at the hospital by 5:30 the next morning. So so anyway, I'm not looking forward to this, but I'm sure I'll get through it with everybody's prayers. So because I do believe in the power of prayer, even if you don't believe in some of the hierarchy, or what would you call it? There's a name for that. I was going to do this 3 hours ago, and I got to clean in my bedroom. That's what my daughter calls it, seeing a shiny object. I'd put my makeup on, or well, I did that hours ago, but I went in and recombed my hair, put some lipstick on, and I thought, well, you're going to go in there and do that video, and then I thought, well, I want to wait till the wash machine gets through making so much noise, and then I want to wait. Then I looked in the bedroom and I thought, oh, I already had the vacuum out. Go in there and finish cleaning that bedroom. And so here I am. I was gonna do this about 5 o'clock, and it's 11 o'clock, and I wanted to be in bed by 11 because I've been trying to train myself to go to bed earlier this week because of having to get up so early for that surgery. So I don't even know what I'm gonna read on. I wrote a list of a bunch of stuff here. And I want to thank Sarah Jolly for her support. She's always supported my channel. And don't forget, if you like this, thumbs up and subscribe and share. Well, of course, the first question on there is, will this illegal law that Texas put out hold up in court? I think when they test it in court, of course, this is a Texas court, but I think when it comes before a court, there's no way they're going to let anybody get away with this bullshit. I mean, what they're asking for is vigilante law. It's crazy, it's stupid, and everything else. But the question is will this Texas? I'm really good at reading my own writing. Oh, will this illegal Texas law hold up in court? I knew I had written a little deal in at the top smaller, and it was illegal. And it's definitely an illegal law. It sounds like brown shirts. The whole thing sounds absolutely crazy. It almost sounds like those. I've never watched the deal because I didn't get that. I don't get Hulu, but I've read the book about the women in the red dresses, red coats, or whatever. But that's just about what they're trying to do to us women before this is over. If we let these, I hate to say it, but old white men have their way. It's really sick. So, okay, will this law hold up in court? Got the 2 of Wands for the signifier. And that might it may never go to court. I don't know why, but let's see what else comes up. I got a feeling that's more information coming in. We got the 4 of Swords here. This is the influence of this law. It's terrible. But this also could be the obstacles. It could be so bad that it gets kind of frozen in its spot, because I don't know how they could go in and prosecute somebody for this unless they had the doctor's records. And how are they going to get the doctor's records legally? I don't see how this would ever work. But anyway, Texas loved their vigilante shit. There'll be people getting killed over it. We got to have these kids that the women can't afford to feed or take care of, and then they'll take the kids away from the women, and for not having a roof over their head or something, and then the women will be put in jail, the kids will be put in, it's just ridiculous. The whole thing is just totally effing ridiculous. And I've got to really watch my mouth tonight, because I don't know why they wouldn't monetize the last video I made. And I don't even think, like I said, I think I was really careful on that video. I don't remember being even that upset. I don't think the women are going to let this thing ever get ruled against. I think they're going to come up in arms. This is feminine energy. This is the foundation of this reading. And that's like saying no. It won't hold up in court, because they're not going to let it. They're going to be out in droves fighting against this. I know I mentioned before, I knew 2 people that I went to school with that ended up dying from, one was a Mexican abortion, and one, I think she drank 18 gallons of Epsom salts or something. In fact, it's been so long ago, I can say her name. Her name was Carol Lee, and she had been a friend of mine for a long time. Once I'd gotten married, and I think she was married too, because it was a small town. I think all of us was married. All of us got married in the 50s. We didn't have anything else to do in 1960, early 60s. But she was trying to abort a baby, and she drank a bunch of Epsom salts, and she ended up killing herself. So, and that happened the night that I had my daughter, my second daughter, in the hospital. They brought her in that night. I'll never forget that. Anyway, it was so sad. And that kind of stuff happened all the time then. And this is the past influence on the present. That's just what I'm talking about. Death and destruction. People trying to give themselves abortions. It's a horrible, horrible law. Horrible law. When I was growing up, anytime somebody mentioned knitting needles, you knew what they were talking about, and it wasn't to knit with. It was, like I said, it was horrible. People don't realize how restrictive it is unless they've lived it. I had a really good friend who was the same age as my son, which would mean she was a little bit older than him. She's about 26 years younger than I am, or whatever, and she couldn't imagine, why we even needed an abortion law. But that's been many years ago. I think she's outgrown that. But I tried to explain to her why. In the sky over this is the judge. I don't think the judge is going to let him get away with it, not from the looks of this. Because how do you get the information? When they start to do this, it's going to be like howling at the moon. How is anybody going to know what somebody did or didn't do in an abortion clinic? They shouldn't. All this medical information should be sanctified. So I don't understand how they think that anybody could enforce this in any way. It would all be hearsay. It looks like something's coming through really quick about this. When Biden got up and gave his little speech, and I guess Pelosi, some of the, saying he's going to turn it over here and there. I'm pretty, I'm not a, it's not that I'm not a team player, it's that I just call it like I see it, no matter which team it's on, because it's all be different if, well, it's not. If the Democrats were all great and did everything they said they were going to do, we wouldn't even need an infrastructure bill. Everything would be in tip-top shape. So what I'm saying, you need to hold any of them to account. But whatever, they're going to bring something through. Look at this. This is in the 7th house. So they're going to bring something through fast on this. That's surprising. And the situation around this is hopefully not going back to the 50s. But this is like everybody agreeing, the women agreeing, brothers and sisters, loved ones, and they're not going to agree with these, be nice, Lynn, with these crazy people that say they're pro-life, but if they were they're pro-birth, but they're not pro-life. Anyway, it's not like they want to give anybody any help after they get going. Yeah, this is going to get hung up in court. The question was, is this going to be withheld in the courts? It doesn't look like it. Looks like it's going to get hung up. And look at this. So I don't even think that they're going to be able to get away with this particular law in Texas very long. I don't care if the Supreme Court didn't act on it. They're going to come in and crash and burn it. Because here's the women all celebrating. That's the outcome of this, is the women celebrating. So it starts with the signifier, is them looking all over, maybe even places that they've never looked before, to find out how to combat this stupid law. This is how stupid it is, and it's getting withheld. It's getting held up right away. It goes into like the hangman. This is right next to the hangman, but this isn't the hangman. It's the 4 of Swords. Then we got the women coming in with full strength. It's going to be the combatant of this. It's going to show how violent and how stupid it is. And the judge is going to agree with him. Because they can't reveal medical history and medical secrets. So something's going to come forward, even in Texas, really fast about this. It's going to surprise everybody. And it's going to make everybody take a sigh, because they'll feel like maybe if they get pregnant and have a baby, they will be able to afford to feed it and nourish it. This is the nourishing children. And you don't, just having a baby that's unwanted with no money put back to take care of it is not nourishing. So, especially forcing somebody to have one, that's horrifying. And then it shows that it's just suspended. I don't know if it goes totally away, or they just can't enforce it, or it's taken off the books, or what, but it just shows it suspended, and then it shows the women celebrating. So I would say the answer to the question was, is this illegal Texas law for abortion going to stand up in a court? And it's no. There's no way it's going to stand up in court, according to those cards. I'm glad to see that. Very glad to see that. And I hope y'all are too. I want to thank y'all for watching, and anybody that's donated. And I know a lot of people that I read for ask me if my first name's Mary, and it is. So if you go to donate to my channel and my PayPal comes up, my name is Mary Lynn Thompson. So it will be Mary on there. So, whoops, let's get them all in here. I'm so proud of those women standing there saluting each other. I didn't want to even put them back in the deck, I guess. So what else is here? What's the next one? Well, somebody wrote in and asked if they were going to get rid of Roe v. Wade permanently, and I assumed that meant all over, and I can't see that happening. But let's see. We can ask the cards. Are they going to get rid of Roe v. Wade all over? And I always spelled that wrong in my head. Spelled it. I have to look to see how the people's names are spelled that put that law through. But anyway, let's see. Are they ever going to be able to really get rid of it? Should have been codified a long time ago. I can't believe that they just left it standing, saying, oh, if nobody could overturn that because of the way it's written. Well, it can be ignored when the Texans are trying to rape it. I noticed the other readers on the Sunday channel were really quiet tonight and watching what they were saying. I wonder if they got... the few times that I haven't been monetized, I've never went in to check to see why I wasn't. I usually could figure it out when I just thought back over it. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there was anything too risque or too even mean in that last video I did. And the one before that got monetized, that's when I was, I think, more fiery, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. I'm just trying to figure out, I just don't want to do anything wrong. Wrong. Got to break the law just a little. Oh, I don't know about breaking the law, but you got to push the envelope just a little. This afternoon, when I was asking my guides what to talk about, they said to read on Mike Pompeo. Let me put a circle around this. I got so many people here. I'm going to mark the ones that I've read on, because I don't want to come back and do it again right away. Well, the first three on the list, actually. But they told me what my guides were asking about him. They said that he was going to be brought to the forefront. Now, I don't know what that he was going to be in the limelight, that he was going to be, that we're going to start hearing something about him. So I don't know what we're going to hear about him, so let's read some cards on him. This is Mike Pompeo, and see what's going on with him that they kept telling me ask about Mike Pompeo. So that wasn't even from one of you guys. That was my guides this afternoon, and I asked him. I said, "What about him?" And they said that he's going to be getting a lot of attention coming up quickly. So we'll see. They seem to think he was. Maybe he's not going to show up if he's subpoenaed into this hearing, because right there shows somebody refusing an offer. Shady deal. This probably something he did with the Arab Emirates or some of those Saudi places. What was that other one that he was over there dealing with? Qatar. This is something coming out about some kind of deal he made that was really rotten. Look at this. About a lot of theft that was going on over there. The more I hear about, I was going to say Iraq, but that's not where we just pulled out of. But anyway, the more I hear about that, what was going on over there, it's unbelievable. It was just a circle of our money going around paying all those people to keep fighting. We sent the money to not Turkey, what's that other? God, I should have done this 3 hours ago and my mind was really clicking. Sure it was. But the ones that's been supplying the Taliban with all the guns, that's where we've been sending all of our money and guns there. They've been giving them to not to Taliban, to ISIS. We've been in there where the Taliban is, and anyway, the whole thing has just been one huge payoff in one big circle. I listened to a really interesting, if anybody is interested in that and want to know what was going on over there, Marianne Williamson on her YouTube channel, she interviewed a lady that's written, not for the New York Times, but several big, large newspapers. Anyway, and she's been in government for a long time, and she lived over there, even ran a store over there and worked with people, and also wrote articles, and she explained exactly the circle of money, how it was, we were given. It was sad. It was really sad to think that half of the weapons that blew up our troops were ones that we financed. So this is Mike Pompeo. He's in trouble because of theft. Wow. And it is something that might just be coming out in this hearing. This hearing about January 6th. Because we got a woman in charge there. Well, it makes a lot of people happy when they hear that this information's coming out, because they're tired of everything, of no justice, I started to say, and here shows judgment. That's in the near future. So there will be enough information coming out where people will be starting to make judgments on it. It will be about how he lined his pockets. Something to do with his lining his pockets with dills. We've got the Knight of Swords is the energy around this. So I would just love to say this is just the Democrats coming in full force, really doing what they're supposed to do. I hope so. But I have a feeling maybe that's the right-wing news media just screaming and yelling and trying to take all the attention they can off of what's coming out about him. It's going to come out about all the work he did against the United States. Remember, YouTube for fun and entertainment only. And it's going to put a light on so many different things that he's done. I don't feel like he can deny it. I'm going to draw one more. No, he knows he's in trouble already. He knows he's in trouble. So this is on Mike Pompeo. He doesn't want to go in and testify because they've really got some paperwork already on some things that he did that he shouldn't have done. And this is there. It might end up being more than one investigation before it's through, but I think it's something to do with the January 6th I don't know what you could call it unless you just wanted to call it treasonous acts they were doing. It makes people happy because they think something's finally getting done. There's a judgment going on. It's about some real crappy deals lining his pockets. It's about really big money. Something that's even going to blow our mind to think that an individual creeped out of there with that much. And this news is going to move things forward fastly. It's going to cause a lot of hoo-hoo in the news. It's going to show that he was not working for the United States government, that he was stealing from the United States government. It's going to shine a light on it. And he knows this already. Somebody said he's lost a lot of weight, that maybe he had bypass surgery or something. I don't know. Maybe he's just nervous. Maybe he's afraid his bread's not going to get buttered like it has been for all these years with a horrible mind. Boy, I'm telling you, I am absolutely terrified of this surgery. I'm not terrified because it was just regular knee surgery. If it was 10 years ago, I wouldn't even bat an eye at it. I'm just worried because so many things has happened to push it back so many times. I'm to the point of thinking maybe it shouldn't be done. But I'm not going to deal cards, not on myself. But anyway. So who's next? Who's next? Well, how about old Jim Jordan? What's he doing? What's going on with him right now? What's going on with Jim Jordan? You notice Mike Pompeo, well, he had the Ten of Swords in his back. Or maybe that was, anyway, I was trying to think that there wasn't any horrible cards coming out, but just that truth was coming out. But I didn't look to see what was going on with him for the rest of his life. I just wanted to know why he was going to be in the news. So that kind of answered why he was going to be in the news. But this Jim Jordan, he's always in the news. Let's see what's going to be going on with him for the next couple of months or so. Let's see how smooth his life is going to be. Wow. Well, he thinks it's going to be good. This is a signifier. Obviously, it doesn't look like he's very worried. Or either maybe this is a signifier that people are going to be happy because this guy abetted a child molester and never even got in trouble for it. And I think that can probably be proven. But anyway, it is just for fun and entertainment. Wow. It looks like there is justice coming for him too. He's going to be asked to do things he's not going to want to do. Look at that. That's pure justice coming for him and coming fast. Maybe that's probably why everybody's so happy. That's the energy around that. He's going to get an offer. And right now he still thinks he is so clever that he don't have to worry about this, that he's going to clever his way out of this. Or maybe just roll his sleeves up and scream his way out of it. Or just point his finger at somebody younger and say, what? Take the energy off of him? Or I'm not sure what's going on there. This is strange because this is Biden's card for the immediate future, and I'm reading on Jim Jordan. And you know that Biden's not personally getting involved in any of this stuff. He's always trying to keep these barriers up between all these different sections of the government. So what is it, the administration? This is the administration. He may feel like it's coming from Biden, since it's coming from the House ended up having to investigate this on their own. So anyway, let's turn some more up around here. Got the information card. This is every time we go to read on these guys, they have got the skinny on them. They've got the records. They've got the contracts. And they're going to get their hands on these contracts, because look at this. This is his house coming down. Things are going to change for him. They're finally going to have something they can put their thumb on him and he can't weasel out under it. And here's the Queen of Swords again. That's the same one that was going to get Pompeo. That's the one he's afraid of. That's his fear. He doesn't come out of this good. Look at this. So his next couple of months is not going to be good. He's trying to tell himself that everything's going to be fine. But justice comes down on him with a vengeance. He gets an offer to come testify or to come do something, or he's in trouble. He thinks he's going to be able to worm his way out of it, but it looks like they come in quick and block this or throw. You know how they keep taking something back and forth to court? It looks like it gets speeded up. And it could be because the Biden administration's behind it, because they want this stuff taken care of and over with, but that's still not interfering in it. They've got the information on him, everything they want him to testify. They already know what he did and how he did it and the contracts he did. It's going to burn his house down. There's somebody's really going to get on him and bring out everything. And he's going to be walking away. Very sadly walking away. It's going to make a lot of people happy because he's walking away. A lot of people that thought he should have been ran out of there a long time ago, as soon as that information came out about when he was a coach. Nobody else would have been left in there. But none of these people have any shame. They have no shame at all. None whatsoever. I'm going to take those off because every time I look up there, I keep seeing my glasses running across the middle of my eyes. Probably the way I set the table up tonight. So that's what's going on with that. It looks like he's going to be in deep doo-doo, at least have a lot of crap come out about him. And they've got the information on it. Probably been on here a long time. I know I'm such a talker. I might cut some of this stuff out I've said, though, and that might make it shorter. So maybe I got time to read real quick on somebody else. Somebody says, where's Melania? So I'll just do a real short one on, I better write that down because she wasn't even on my deal, but I did have somebody ask me that. Write that down. So where is Melania? It's almost like that picture where you ask remember it used to be in the newspaper, where's the squirrel? Or, I'm not calling her a squirrel. Squirrel would probably be more lovable to me if I had to judge, but I shouldn't be judging anybody. So where's Melania? Where's Melania? What's going on with Melania? The Lovers. For some reason, I don't think that's her and Trump. So that's interesting. Could be Trump and her, but I don't think so. Wow. Has she found somebody that's got more money than he does? Probably wouldn't be too hard right now if you wanted to go for literally cash flow physical money. Money that he don't owe debt on. Maybe that's the only thing keeping her there. Oh, it's over. Okay, that's what it is. This is the marriage. Even the money is not going to keep her there. It looks like it's coming into a very, very rough go. It's not anything new. It's been in the works for a long time, but it's going to maybe come to the surface. Maybe the only reason she hasn't left already is maybe she's told that if she gets in trouble for those inauguration funds or anything like that, that they won't, if she was to get out of this marriage right now, that her lawyers wouldn't even be covered. Maybe that's part of what's holding her, what the holdup is. She did work for QVC, and she's done enough business on her own about a few things that she probably, if you want to be honest, knows more about real business than Trump does. So maybe she's already working on this with some lawyers that on the down low. I don't know, with investigative reporters like they are, if she'd be able to do that, but there's a lot of work going on there. Something's brought up her better nature. I didn't think she had a better nature. I didn't think she could feel for anybody but herself. But this is in the 7th house. It could be her love for her son or something, because this is a benevolent queen that has love to give. It could be to a new lover or something, since it's right next to the lovers here. But the hold up on this is that there's records. This card has become my record card for the last 2 or 3 months. It comes up anytime I ask anything. It's like they've got the records of this. They've got, I don't know, who knows if it's emails or what it is, but they've got records of it. And this is signifying, yes, they do. But there is some energy coming forward on this, so I don't know if this has to do with the inauguration. I don't know who's in charge of that. I thought somebody was investigating that. Or if it's just the energy that we're going to be hearing. This is like fresh energy coming forward on this, so maybe we're going to be hearing something. I think it's about them getting a divorce, because it starts out with the lovers, got the money over it, the end to a relationship, what's been hanging it up. There's some theft involved back behind her, and it's getting all the work it would be to pay the lawyers. She's still kind of in la-la land. It's like she's changed her disposition. Maybe she's got away from Trump where she's even thinking different. Although you don't change a person's personality. Have you read that Stephanie, was it Walcott's or whatever book? She's not a very thoughtful person. But anyway, they got records. Thank God that they got some records on that stuff, or the wrong people would really be in trouble. And yes, it's coming forward. And it's coming forward kind of quickly. We're going to be hearing about it. So we're going to be hearing about Melania we're gonna really, it's gonna like boom it. It's gonna be like, you know, how the news is. It'll probably be all they'll be talking about for 24 hours is something to do with her that's coming forward with a bam. So that's what's going on with Melania. And let's hope these cards are right. I so many times they're right, but I don't think they are. It's amazing. It always amazes me. But it looks like there's some information coming out pretty quickly on her. And it might be, I thought I was going to get cards coming through about her and her son, and that could be why I got the Princess Diana card in the 7th house for it. It could be her realizing how much she loves her son, and maybe she wants to get him out of that environment, although it's kind of late because he's old enough where most of his stuff's set in. Anyway, I love you all, and I may do another video after I do this one because I'm not even going to work on putting these out tonight. I'm going to go to bed early, which it's already 12 o'clock probably. But anyway, I'm going to try to get in there and get in the bed pretty quick, and because it'll be my last night to sleep before that surgery. I won't get any sleep tomorrow night. I know me enough. I'll be a miracle if I get to sleep before 12. I'll be thinking of all the different things I need to take or whatever, and then I got to be at the hospital by 5:30. So anyway, God bless you all, and thank you for watching. And I'm so blessed that you support this channel. Thank you so much. Night, everybody. Namaste.